everyone. My name is John Franklin. I grew up down the street from Paul, so like Paul's cousin Mike, I've known Paul for over 40 years. It's kind of an inside joke from the rehearsal dinner, so you can talk to someone from the rehearsal dinner to get the scoop on that. I feel really lucky to be here as Paul's second choice. Thankfully, Austria told him that he couldn't be his own best man. So here I am. That said, I hope I didn't ruin the wedding photos. When I was up there, I realized I'm about 10 shades paler than the least tan member of the Lindsay family. So, first off, I want to thank Jack and Cookie for a great party last night. It was a lot of fun. I want to say hi to Pete and Shelly Godfrey. We're sorry you're not here. But I want to tell you that Paul and Austria look so happy. I've known Paul a lot longer than I've known Austria, and I've never seen Paul look so happy in my life, and that's from the bottom of my heart. I also want to take a second to recognize Paul's mom, Melissa, who passed away in 1992. I was actually talking to my mom and dad are here tonight, about Melissa, and I asked her what she remembered about her. And some of the words she used were passionate, energetic, warm, a great sense of humor, and chic. And I was thinking about those words, and coincidentally, I think those are a lot of the characteristics that I see in you, Austria. And I think I can understand why you had such great taste in the woman you decided to marry. Paul, she'd be proud of the man you become and the great woman that you decided to marry. Paul and I have known each other since about 1987, when he moved 4 doors down from me on Forest Lane here in DC. In other words, I knew Paul when he had a terrible temper and he would turn bright red when he got mad. He had a haircut that went straight across the middle of his forehead, just like this, wearing Bugle Boy sweatshirts. And when he'd show up to a game of neighborhood football, tackle football, in the rain, in a starched polo shirt and crisp pleated khakis. Because if you're the son of Jack Lindsay, you don't leave the house looking like a slouch. Paul was a kid that knew more about where random congressmen lived and the inner workings of the president's Secret Service than he did about things like freeze tag, the Redskins, and the Baltimore Orioles. In all seriousness, Paul and I grew up with sisters, so he and I were the closest thing either of us had to a brother. He's truly a brother to me, and he was my best man about a year ago. So I started thinking about the reasons I love Paul, beyond all the boring stuff, like the fact that he's interesting, smart, modest, very tan, strong jawline, well-read, blah, blah, blah. And I settled on a few nuances that I wanted to chat about briefly. First thing, he's got the cleanest car on earth. Not a huge surprise coming from a family in the automobile industry. Sometimes when we're driving around, I'll just leave some trash between the center console and the passenger seat just to give him something to do on the weekends. He loves a good morning workout, which is actually what he and I did this morning, and then a steam. And the only thing he likes more than that is telling you about that workout for the rest of the day and how great he feels because of it. And he's really, really picky about women. And kind of pulled together some of the rules which I gathered over the years of lots of conversations about relationships with Paul. You know, he loves to get up early and get a jump on the day, probably more than anyone I know. And he always talked about wanting to find a woman that would kind of match his enthusiasm. So sure enough, here he is today, marrying a woman who gets up every day at 3:30 a.m. to start her workday. She literally beats him out of bed when he gets up at 5. He wanted a kind and charismatic woman. Paul is a calm, steady Eddie kind of guy. Sometimes needs to be shaken up a bit. Autry is magnetic, full of life and love, and a perfect complement to him. And 3, he wanted a beautiful woman, and needless to say, Paul, you nailed it. So I'm going to end with a quote from Ronald Reagan.
Woo!
Because this is Paul Lindsay's wedding, right? I kind of had to find a Ronald Reagan quote that would work. Coming home to Nancy was like coming out of the cold into a warm room with a fireplace. So let's have a toast to coming home to a warm room with a fireplace for many years to come. Here's to Autry and Paul.
Yay!